In this political landscape that we inhabit now, littered with grand intentions and financial sleight of hand, Rachel Reeves' latest manoeuvre, the signing away of £2.26 billion from frozen Russian assets to Ukraine, should set everyone abuzz, really. This, we're told, is an act of economic justice, making Russia pay, at least indirectly, for the war it has started. But peel back the layers, and one finds a diplomatic balancing act where financial wizardry meets goodness knows what. At its core, the agreement between Reeves and Ukrainian Minister Sergei Marchenko is a loan, not a direct cash transfer, and the sum is drawn from the profits generated by frozen Russian sovereign assets, meaning the principle remains untouched under international law. And this is crucial. While Reeves may be keen to position herself as the Chancellor who forced Moscow's hand, the reality is that these funds are merely being leveraged rather than outright confiscated. The UK's contribution is part of the G7's broader $50 billion package aiming to ensure Kyiv remains militarily viable in the face of dwindling American support and European hesitation. The repayments, we're told, will come from future profits on these frozen funds, effectively turning Russian wealth into a war chest for Ukraine. Keir Starmer, in the wake of a fractious meeting between Donald Trump and Zelensky, is keen to position himself as the steady hand in transatlantic affairs. And the London summit of European leaders is not merely about financial pledges, it's about filling the void left by Trump's erratic behaviour. If Washington wobbles, can Europe stand firm? And critically, will this loan bolster the UK's global influence? More than that, of course, will it help Zelensky? Because Zelensky is now in danger in Washington. He's in danger with Putin, of course. And he's in danger in his own country because no matter how much I may admire Zelensky, he has serious adversaries and political enemies at home who are only too keen to see him moved aside. And in fact, had he signed the deal with Trump, that would almost have certainly spelt his end domestically. So, as for this deal with somebody else's money, there is, of course, a domestic angle. Starmer's Labour government is still in the business of solidifying its credibility on defence and foreign policy. And in Westminster, where Labour's historical ambivalence towards military intervention is well remembered, Reeves' signature serves as another marker that the party is serious about national security. It neutralises potential Tory attacks while aligning with the broader Western consensus. And the use of frozen Russian assets is not, it solves a problem insofar as where do you get the money, but it's not without controversy. The principle of seizing sovereign funds, albeit only the interest, raises legal and diplomatic questions, and the EU, for instance, has been far more cautious, worried that such a move sets a precedent that could undermine trust in Western financial systems. If Russian funds can be repurposed today, what prevents a similar fate befalling others in future global disputes? Moreover, there's a long-term viability on this loan. If Ukraine is unable to service its debts, an entirely plausible scenario given the ongoing destruction of its economy, who foots the bill? Will the UK taxpayer eventually bear the cost of this seemingly airtight financial agreement? In many ways, Reeves' announcement is less about immediate financial necessity and more about signalling to Kyiv, to Washington, to Brussels. It tells Zelensky that Britain is unwavering. It reminds Trump that European security will not be dictated by his whims, and reassures European leaders that the UK is still at the top of still at the top table of defence commitments. Yet, for all its strategic calculations, there remains an air of uncertainty. Ukraine's war effort depends on continued Western backing, and any future shifts, whether a Trump's presidency shift or a EU fatigue shift, could render this financial commitment a quagmire. Rachel Reeves has played a bold hand, using seized Russian wealth to fund Ukraine's defences. But while the Chancellor may claim this as a win for economic justice, it is at best a sophisticated gamble. And she's not been terribly good at judging those sophisticated gambles, at least not in the past, not with the last budget. Westminster will be watching closely to see if this financial strategy unravels like the last ones and strengthens Britain's standing, or if down the line it becomes a costly miscalculation. The story of this £2.2 billion is far from over. This isn't just about a quick flick of the wrist on a pad of paper. It's like the war itself, a long and uncertain game.